It's very humbling, and sometimes it's very nervous feeling. So then there's that sense of pressure, and there's that sense of they've done everything they can do, they haven't got anywhere, so now they called you to come get them.
Front time is 18:15, left, right, and overhead, coming up.
They've called you for the sickest of the sick. You got to be on your A game to be able to take care of this. It does get stressful. Blades running, you're worried about the safety, you're worried about the scenes, you got to take care of the patient. So I mean, there can be some distractions, but and that's why there's two of us, and we can teamwork on it and take care of it.
I never know what I'm going to get. I still get surprised by things that I've never seen before, because you just can't possibly prepare for every situation. There's always going to be something I haven't seen yet. Patients that are just so badly broken that you just wonder how they can even be hanging on to you and get them to the hospital. When I'm picking up an elderly person at a hospital and there's someone my own age who tells me, take very good care of my mother, that one gets me. This is what I know. This is what I was born to do. The patient and the family are putting their trust in me and my crew members to do the best we can and to know what we're doing.
126 over 81 class. It's very rewarding when you do something good, and just being able to help people and see people in the sickest of the sick. It's very rewarding.
I may not remember this patient or everything that happens to them. This is an event that they're going to remember for the rest of their lives. It's going to be one of the most important or worst things that ever happened to them. So this is the helicopter that came and got you that day, Mr. Ray. Crew had you on that stretcher right over there.
It's just emotional because you think of, you know, without something like this, you may not be here.
This is the first time Billy Ray is seeing the helicopter he barely remembers being aboard. 1 year ago, Ray was running errands. At 80 years old, he was active, often working on his farm alone. He spent years running marathons all over the world. Then, July 2nd, 2012, he became one of the 700,000 people every year who have a heart attack. It happened as he was getting a tire repaired.
Two of the fellows, I believe, in the tire shop saw me fall and immediately started CPR.
Ray, who doesn't live far from the Life Flight base in Tullahoma, is used to seeing the helicopter take off almost daily. But on this day, he would be a passenger, and his wife, who was at home, would hear the chopper.
That particular day, my wife had remarked to a friend of hers, they were having coffee, and said that well, there goes someone else to Nashville.
By ground, Ray's trip to Nashville may have taken about an hour and a half to get there, but with Life Flight, the trip was just 32 minutes. According to nurses, doctors want there to be no more than 90 minutes between a heart attack and intervention if possible. It's a golden window that Life Flight helps people in crisis make it through. Ray had 4 stents placed in his heart and has recovered remarkably. He is even back to work on his farm. He knows if Life Flight had not been there, this anniversary could be a very different one for his family.
If it had happened an hour later, I would have been back on the farm by myself.
There's never a good time to have a heart attack, but Ray feels lucky. When he had his, everyone was in the right place at the right time. In Tullahoma, Joseph Pleasant, Nashville's News 2. Granite Bay, California, 2002.
I still have this on my door, and I will probably leave that on there, you know, for a little while.
That was until Sue Laura spotted him.
The way he drove around the neighborhood, I just felt like he wanted to rob a house here.
Laura tailed Patrick Streeter in her car and called police. That led to his arrest, a guilty plea, and a 12-year prison sentence. 11 years later, we retraced Streeter's steps. From the school where he coached football, to his old apartment, and to the neighborhood he preyed upon. That's where we found Laura.
Yeah, he looks the same. And you know, my kids, they were like, how did you know, Mom? And I said, you know, you just get a gut feeling.
I'm pleased to announce the indictment of Patrick Lamont Streeter.
This week, Metro Nashville cold case detectives successfully tied evidence from Tiffany Campbell and Melissa Chilton's murders to Streeter. Laura had no idea that her tip helped keep Streeter off the street for the 11 years it took for cold case detectives in Nashville to secure an indictment.
I felt pretty good that he was, I mean, not about these girls, but I'm glad that, I mean, that's a long time ago to be doing that.
That spring, police gave Laura an award for her help. Our visit reminded her of something police told her in 2002. They were assuring her that Streeter would not be getting out of prison anytime soon.
They told me that they're pretty sure he had killed two younger girls.
Girls whose names she didn't know until Saturday. Girls who died at the age her daughter is today.
Like most 7-year-old little girls, Emily Jean loves sparkles, swimming, recess, and telling jokes.
Why couldn't the 11-year-old boy see the movie about pirates?
Why?
Because it was rated R.
But unlike other children, Emily is living with devastating injuries after a car crash caused by a drunk driver.
She was sleeping in the back of my sister's car in her booster seat. The drunk driver swerved over into my sister's lane and hit them head on. Emily suffered from a spinal cord injury that's left her paralyzed.
Emily was given a 2% chance of ever walking again.
She tries to stay strong, but there are just days where she just wants to cry.
But since the accident in 2011, the community has rallied around this spunky little girl. On Tuesday night, West Creek Elementary School in Clarksville hosted a silent auction, talent show, and concert in Emily's honor. Emily doesn't even attend this school, which her mother Stephanie Rutherford says makes this night even more special.
I can't even describe it. Like, I'm speechless about it. The whole community has pitched in.
Because now more than ever, Emily's family needs all the help they can get. She is scheduled to travel to Texas next month for an experimental surgery. She's also been accepted into a rehab program this summer.
It's just like never ending. Like, we get close to reaching one goal and then bam, we find out something else came up.
But for Emily's determined mother, she's willing to do anything just to give her little girl another chance.
We just got to keep her positive, and I have to get her into every possible procedure I can to help her walk again.
In Clarksville,
would you rather eat a lizard or a lizard eat your finger?
Tracy Tolentino, Nashville's News 2.
The National Weather Service in Nashville has issued a tornado warning for Wilson County, Middle Tennessee.
I got an alert on my cell phone saying that Wilson County was under tornado warning, but no sirens.
Turns out Janelle Stone isn't the only Wilson County resident who didn't hear the tornado sirens on Wednesday morning.
We have had some citizens contact us, and they were concerned that they did not hear their siren this morning.
Captain Steve Spencer of the Wilson County Emergency Management Agency said all 17 of the county's sirens were each activated 4 times between 3 and 5 a.m. But right now it's unclear why people didn't hear them.
And we did check, and the signal did go out, so they should have activated.
Captain Spencer doesn't believe the power outage is to blame.
The sirens on the west side of the county have battery backup, so even if there's a power loss, the sirens should activate. Some of the older sirens that we have on the east side of the county are electrically operated. So if the power goes out, they may not work. But we didn't have that power outage in Lebanon.
On Thursday, Wilson County emergency management officials will go out and inspect each of the county's tornado sirens, like this one here in Mount Juliet, to make sure they're all working properly, but to also check for any storm damage from Wednesday. And though the sirens are tested each month, Wilson County Emergency Management relies on residents for these tips.
We would not know that there could be a problem if they didn't call us.
In Wilson County, Tracy Tolentino, Nashville's News 2.